Hello, trading is closed on March the 8th, 2017. My last call said unless we kept down and undercut this low promptly, higher prices should print. Here was my target, 23.7216, that printed, and there was resistance over it. However, I also said that unless this was undercut early, that this was a very positive pattern, and I was expecting more than this. The fact that that didn't happen has very negative implications, although it doesn't necessarily mean that we drop immediately. During the day, MEJT said the drop is a false move, gives us a target of 23.6938, most likely to print tomorrow. This is a pretty negative formation, and when you're near a top, there's always a chance this won't work. But I think it probably will. I think there's a good chance we gap up and hit the number. Let's go over the reasons. I think it's possible to count the decline from the top as a leading diagonal triangle, whether you like the red count or the black count. I think it works. This price here is a target of a number of different completely unrelated chart patterns. I'll show you one. Here's the prior consolidation. Here's 61.8%, that's the low. So we have a possible leading diagonal triangle, a target, and we have a higher MEJT price. So I think we gap up and hit the price. If I'm wrong, we'll probably gap down sharply at the open, and as always, a gap in the undesired direction kills the call. Now, as far as the longer term pattern, this is not bullish. We now have a price overlap, which we haven't had for a long time. After gapping up and hitting new highs, all these prior highs have failed to hold at the close. It really shows this move is not for keeps. And if this is the pattern, and that's the end of gray B, as I think is increasingly likely, you take the height of A, use your Fibonacci ratios, and you can see we have two prices here which fall within a fourth wave of lesser degree. So if this is a top, I mean, it's not for certain yet, but if it is, we could have a pretty steep drop here. Not necessarily in a day, obviously, and not in a day. But I think it's looking increasingly like the top has printed, at least for this leg, not for the whole bull. That doesn't mean we drop tomorrow. In absent the gap under this low, I think we're going to have a gap up and hit that price, and that's today's call.